7 Canadians have been arrested in connection with a major drug trafficking ring and former Team Canada Olympian Ryan Wedding. He is accused of bringing large amounts of cocaine into the U.S. and Canada and was allegedly involved in the murder of a witness in Colombia this year. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi says Wedding controls one of the most prolific and violent drug trafficking organizations in the world.
Today, we're unsealing a new indictment, charging Wedding with 2 additional counts of witness tampering and intimidation, murder, money laundering, and drug trafficking.
Wedding is on the FBI's top 10 most wanted list, and the U.S. State Department is offering a reward of up to $15 million U.S. for information leading to his arrest. Bondi says the new indictment includes several other individuals in connection with Wedding's alleged criminal enterprise.
This is an indictment, an additional indictment, an arrest of multiple subjects, nearly a dozen more, and that brings the total to approximately 36 indicted. And you'll hear the details.
All right, with me now is Dan Brunner, former FBI special agent. A huge bust today for the FBI, Dan, but with Wedding still on the loose, what do we know about where he may be?
Well, there are plenty of rumors, intelligence, there's suggestions that the Mexican cartels are assisting him in hiding out in Mexico. He's going to be located where he has numerous people around him that are friendly towards him. The circle of people has obviously already been tight. It's going to get even tighter now because $15 million is a lot of money and a lot of incentive for people to provide a tip. In 2018, I captured a 10 Most Wanted. I had an MS-13 member on the 10 Most Wanted list, and I was trying to incentivize somebody to come forward. It created an opportunity. So this is just creating the opportunity for more leads, more information, more tips to come in to the investigators in the Los Angeles division. So where he is located, my guess, based on intelligence that is being put up by the LA division, is that Mexico, where he has a numerous amount of friends and cartels that are supporting him.
Okay, Dan, I know this may sound crazy to say this, but is $15 million enough when we're talking about a criminal enterprise that pulls in $1 billion a year?
Well, you have to think about who this is targeting. This is not targeting his lieutenants and captains, and those aren't the people that are going to turn him in. This is for the person running the grocery store down the street. This is the person walking, their dog in by the house, seeing the individual that's there. These are for those people. These are the people that are not involved in his circle. It's not going to incentivize him. Obviously, as you said, it's a very lucrative business. They're getting a lot of money, and the fear of him turning on them for his alleged, witness tampering and alleged homicide and murdering of another witness. So those people in the inner circle, this is for the people that may see him on the streets and that be providing that tip.
Okay, for everybody watching that thinks Canada is a peaceful, law-abiding country, it is a bit of a sobering thought to think that the final destination for this cocaine was Canada and this drug trafficking ring was the largest supplier. So, as I understand it, correct me if I'm wrong here, the drugs went from Colombia by boat to Mexico, by truck to the States, and then up by agents, whatever that means, into Canada. But the end run here was getting massive amounts of cocaine into Canada. Is that correct?
Absolutely, because there's a market there. There's a market everywhere. And whether it be Australia, Canada, United States, there's a market for narcotics, market for drugs. Getting those narcotics from Mexico is the source, and via the United States. It's the United States of normally is the easier route. So we've seen trucks, trailers come across the United States, cross the border to Mexico, and drive all the way across the United States, straight into Canada, across the border. And you also have a lot of people crossing the border. You have outlaw motorcycle gangs that work with the cartels that they may provide shipments, moving it north. There's lots of different ways to smuggle it. No matter how the Customs and Border Patrol from both sides, and the Canadians and the United States, they're always going to figure out a way to stop the narcotics, and those drug traffickers will figure out a new way to move it around that. It's just like a river flowing. You may stop it, it's just going to find a new way. So this is the effort to cut off the head of the snake at the beginning with this $15 million reward for his capture. And that's going to go a long ways. I think that this is going to generate more leads, more information, and more tips for the investigators in Los Angeles.
Dan, if it was this much cocaine flowing from the States, starting in Colombia, heading all the way up through to Canada for that long, how come it took until now to catch him? In fact, they haven't caught him, to dismantle part of the ring.
Well, a lot of these investigations take years, and a lot of the investigation takes time in collecting. I was part of investigations on small street gangs in New Jersey of MS-13 that took 3 to 4 years to collect the evidence in support superseding indictments. The crimes which were allegedly committed in the past, getting somebody to talk, developing the witnesses, getting the intelligence, gathering the cell phone security. It isn't as easy as going up and buying a single, bag of cocaine or things like that, because he isn't the one directly involved. So we have to find the evidence connecting him from the street crime to the supplier to this. So it takes a long time for these investigators. A lot of people think that this is like a TV show where in 1 hour we're going to solve the master kingpin. But this is the big one. This is the big fish. It takes a while to get to arrest and convict the lower levels and get it all the way to the top. And sometimes those individuals don't flip and providing information up. So it just the investigators have to keep moving and finding a new direction to get evidence that's concrete enough to be able to put a federal indictment in the courts.
Makes sense. Dan, what a crazy story, from Canadian Olympian to drug trafficking kingpin. We appreciate your time and your insights.